So. You do a frame, yeah? Can you? So that's wood, yeah? So you create like 4 chambers or 5 or whatsoever. Of course, they're all the same distance, you know? Like my frame was like this. So what you do then, we talk now about the test bricks. If you found out, okay, there might be clay in it, even with the last one I was mistaken, but it looked like, oh yeah, grand. So what I put in here, subsoil, mix it with a bit of water, not too much, you know. Each mix has to be the same water content, yeah. Well, when we build it, then you know what consistency I'm talking about, you know, not too much water. So subsoil here, and what you do now, 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3. That means subsoil, 1 part subsoil, 1 part sand. Yeah.
When you're talking subsoil, you mean what you think has clay in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Subsoil is that product down there,
Right.
you know, or wherever you find it. Then 1 subsoil, 2 sand, 1 subsoil, 3. Yeah. Then you leave it dry, and then something reveals. Subsoil will shrink a lot. Yeah. And here, for example, it broke down. If you come closer, that's 1 to 1 now. You can see already that the subsoil shrinked more than the 1 to 1 mix. Can you see that difference already? If you look from above, you know. That's a lot, you know, for this small brick. It shrinked a lot. So
5% or something.
that's pure stuff. So pure clay would shrink even more. So here's sand in the subsoil, there's sand already in there. Down there, there's sand as well. So it means if you have pure stuff, it's okay, but then you have to do your test bricks, and you will find out that compared to subsoil, you need more sand in here. Yeah. So how to find the right mix? You can even go to 7 to 1. There's no problem. With 7 to 1, it probably won't shrink at all. But what you create then, if it's dried, it's too sandy. And what happens then, if you do, because now comes another test, it's a squeeze test, it just crumbles away. So you have to find a mix between not too much shrinkage and strength. Like 7 to 1 would be perfect in terms of shrinkage, but would be too weak as a mix because it crumbles away. So if you expose it to fire, I mean, it will be grand, but by the time it just crumbles, you know. So
Doesn't matter what kind of sand you use.
you use builder's sand.
Yeah, thousand sand.
Yeah,
How many days do you leave it in the...
depends on the weather.
leave it outside?
Yeah, leave it out. Well, you can put it in the oven with 50 degrees, or you know, dry it slowly.
Yeah.
Don't create that popcorn effect, I would call it, you know,
Yeah.
because then the water just rushes out, you know, and then it just crumbles away. So that's why don't fire up your oven straight away, you know, because then you damage your structure. But I mean, I've seen ovens, they fired it up straight away, and what they did, cracks appeared on the outside, but they just patched it up, you know, before they were putting the insulation, you know. But what we do, we're gonna build in one go the whole oven, and then of course it has to dry naturally, you know. Or dehumidifier. I never tried it, but I would like to see if that really works, you know. Again, so the third test is then your squeeze test. Squeeze test means that you just squeeze it. You don't, well, I mean, I can break this now, it's broken. You don't do this. You do, you know, you take a corner and try to you know. With 7-to-1 it would crumble away. But this is strong. You know. I don't have a 2-to-1 here. But most of the time, if you find subsoil where already sand is in, or grit, most of the time you come about to 2-to-1, 2.5-to-1, 3-to-1. That's the mix, kind of, you know. So, and today we're gonna do 2-to-1. You know? So, and with that stuff over there, what's on the back, it has to be sieved to get the big stones out.
When you say 2-to-1, you mean 1-to-2 by that method? That you
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
two sand and one clay. Talking about the difference again between this and that. Clay and sand. I don't want to go in too many details. I couldn't tell you either. Clay and sand, in terms of, well, they are two different materials. So it means they expand and contract at a different ratio. You know, so they're chemically they're not so closely related as, for example, crushed ceramic and clay. The crushed ceramic was preheated. You know, ceramic was heated at very high temperatures. So that means if I reheat on high temperature this ceramic, it wouldn't expand as much. It's the same with fire bricks, you know, they are consistent.
Can you use that oven straight away after making it?
No, you have to dry it as well, because it's a wet mix as well, you know. So that's why I'm doing clay, fire clay, and crushed ceramic. So the crushed ceramic is a substitute for sand. That's it. Yeah? So, that's about your thermal layer. What to know and what to look out for. So now